State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
When you want the real deal, call Susanna Nunn in Kernersville today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Welcome to Bobo's Deli and Grill in Winston-Salem, now featuring our brand new patio. Come enjoy the game day vibe or a relaxing meal outside on our newly renovated patio. At Bobo's, we serve more than just great food, we serve our neighbors. Quick, friendly service every time. And with football here, try our event catering. Whether it's game day, school events, or family celebrations, Bobo caters to any size group. Bobo's Deli and Grill, 3478 Robin Hood Road in Winston-Salem.
Looking for a new do-it-all spot for everything automotive? Look no further than the Auto Store of NC. The Walnut Cove location offers everything you need from preventive maintenance, diagnostics, state inspections, brakes, AC service, oil changes, and much, much more. The Auto Store of NC sells tires now, and they also do car detailing. And of course, they are still selling the best used cars in the Triad. Come visit the Auto Store of NC, worth the drive at 216 South Main Street in Walnut Cove. Open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call to schedule an appointment today at 336-8322.
You are locked into Tobacco Road Sports Radio, your home for Triad Sports.
What up? It's The Drive with WD and Dez. And it is football season, Desmond. What's happening?
We made it. Let's
go.
We made it. Like, literally, I was teasing my wife earlier this morning. She hasn't had to deal with football since February. I was like, you're going to have football every Sunday from now until February 2027. Like, it's, and she just got really sad.
And you know what? The football tonight means jack. It means a jack diddly. It means
not at all.
Nothing. But you are going to have the Carolina Panthers on your screen tonight in primetime fashion, by the way. They started off with a primetime game, damn it. I can't wait, man. But, so we're going to get into plenty Panthers today. We're going to get into the NFC South division because, I mean, it's only right that with the Panthers starting preseason ball tonight, we kind of start to take a look outside of Charlotte. We kind of take a look at the division, what they're up against. But we can't start with the Panthers, believe it or not. Because Carolina football, not the Panthers, the Tar Heels, don't you think it's fitting that they always have to insert themselves at the worst of times?
I really wish they didn't. I really wish they could just keep to themselves, like really, but yeah.
and it's never for, I mean, I guess this is kind of a football reason, but it's not. Like that, it's never like, hey, they did this on the football field or they look like this out there in a game, which, I mean, the season's not even here yet. And we're talking about all this stuff.
Sure
we'll get there. But today, so breaking news early in the day, Steve Belichick, Bill Belichick's son, in case you didn't know, who is also the defensive coordinator in Chapel Hill, has been placed on medical leave, apparently. Brian Murphy of WRAL reporting, he asked, because I think Bill had a presser today about this, or not about this, but it was brought up in the presser. He asked if Steve would be back for the season opener against TCU, which is August 29th, I want to say. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, in Ireland.
Guys, the first college football game you're going to see on your TV screen of any kind is going to be Carolina getting mashed again by TCU in Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah, in Ireland.
The international people are going to be exposed to this. It's unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
So
what is this? Okay, tell them what. I'm like discombobulated by this. So carry on. Steve Belichick is not going to be there for how long?
So it's indefinitely. And Bill said today, quote, as soon as possible is when he's going to be back.
So maybe next week, maybe next month, maybe never. I don't know. It could be anytime. It could be never.
It was Michael Lombardi last week on a completely different issue, on an HR issue. It's Steve Belichick. Now I'm going to have a little empathy here. It's a medical issue, so they say. But it's just this pattern of it. It's always something. I mean, it's their defensive coordinator we're talking about. And what was the one bright spot, if there was one to be found kind of on the back half of the season last year? It was the defense. Started to get a little better, didn't it?
Yeah. They settled in. Some of that could have been, they're in conference play and playing some teams that were closer to where they were skill-wise.
Like
this is really hard to figure out. Yeah, Stanford.
Syracuse.
Syracuse. I assume eventually we're going to do like ACC Big Four win-loss thing or whatever. But in today's world of the portal and NIL, it's kind of hard to keep track of who's on whose teams now. I wouldn't say I'm worried about Carolina football. I'm morbidly intrigued. I'm morbidly intrigued by Carolina
Morbidly
football.
Intrigued is a heck of a term.
Because it's like, we all know how this movie's going to end. Like, this isn't going to be a situation where all this adversity is stacked up against 74-year-old Bill Belichick. Can he turn it around? And he turns in a 10-1 season. It's like a Cinderella thing. They go to the college football playoff, and they carry Bill Belichick off like the field. He's doing like this, and the freeze frame. That's not going to happen. Like, I don't think they're going to fire him mid-season, because it still would cost a lot of money to do that. I think he makes it through the season regardless of what happens. Can he win more than 4 games? Because they won 4 games last year. Do you think they can win 4 games or more this year? With everything that's going on right now, with the cloud around the program?
I think I predicted 5. Because somebody asked me several weeks ago if Carolina was going to be any better. I said, yeah, they'll win 1 more game. They'll win 5. 6 on the upside. Which, I mean, and that's what I wanted to ask you is like, do you think he makes it through the year? So you do. I mean, do you think... Okay, let's play this out hypothetically. Carolina wins 4, maybe 5. Is that enough for him to keep his job 1 more year?
It shouldn't be. I mean...
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't be at that point. You didn't pay for him for 4 or 5 wins. You could have kept Mac Brown and doubled that each year, and everybody would have been happy. But so I think they've already started trying to figure out what to do after Bill Belichick. Like, because if you remember when they hired him and we were like, oh, they got it set up where Bill will be there a couple of years and Steve Belichick will probably take over for him. It'll be a seamless transition and all that stuff. Do you want Steve Belichick to be the head coach of the Tar Heels like in 2028 or 2027?
No.
I don't think I do either.
They're
like,
going to flush this thing out. They're going to flush it out.
Flush the whole thing out. And get somebody young and new in there. They can excite the fan base and more importantly, excite the donors. Like, I feel like that's going to be the undoing of Bill Belichick, as the donors are going to stop donating. Like, if this thing keeps, there's no reason for them to give the money. Look what just happened to Hubert Davis. Like, I mean, they threatened to basically stop giving money, and that the university had to make a decision and let Hubert go. Where if Caleb Wilson hadn't got hurt, Hubert Davis probably is in the Final Four. So like, but that pressure was happening before the season even started. So you got to think there's got to be some donors that weren't Bill Belichick fans coming into this. They were like, all right, let's just see what happens, see if it works. And now we're seeing that their method does not work. And how do you almost get in trouble during the NIL era for illegal benefits? Like,
it's legal.
Like,
it's legal now.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think of what could you possibly give a kid that's illegal now. But how does this? They had to have done something, because now they're in an investigation, right? Because of Lombardi stuff.
Yeah.
Where it sounds like Lombardi was just outbidding people, which I thought was legal, but apparently it's not. So they got a lot of stuff going on. Are you asking me, do I think Bill Belichick has the wherewithal to navigate this and turn in a bowl-eligible season? Again, I can't even name who the starting quarterback's going to be for this team. I can't name 3 players. Jordan Shipp.
Yeah.
I can't name anybody. Like, most of the kids left. Yeah, most of the kids left. JB Shabazz, but that's because I know him from East Forsyth and playing high school football here. But I don't know. And again, I never really followed UNC football like that. But I always knew who was on the team. Like, especially like when Mac Brown was there, because he was heavily recruiting here in the Triad. So I knew a lot of kids. Yeah, Travis Shaw, like that was a Mac Brown recruit, like that. Those kids, those 5-star kids are right here underneath our nose, would show up at Carolina or NC State or Duke or Wake Forest. And now with NIL, they're kind of filtering out or they go to Carolina first, they're there for a year, and then they see the hijinks and the tomfoolery going on, and they leave. They leave after a year to go someplace else. So, do I think he'll survive a year? Yeah. Should he? Probably not. Like, and even I think David Glenn told us a week or two ago, if he makes it through this year, the buyout goes from what, like 30 million to 15 or something like that.
It goes down. It goes down.
I think they're waiting him out and hoping he can turn in a season where they'll attract fans in and keep the boosters engaged. But I think the boosters are already looking ahead to, all right, what? Because they've already said, like the new athletic director basically said football's our main ticket here at Carolina. We need to start treating it as such. If that's the case, you can't go through 3-4 years of Belichick screwing up the program. He'll be 75 next year or whatever, or this year. I think he's 74 this year. It moved the needle, but not now. Do
you want to hear something sad if you're a Carolina fan? I was listening to Josh Pate the other day talk about this situation. And he was when Mac Brown got let go and there was a coaching search. There's the Belichick option and all of this. Then there was also John Summerall at Tulane, who's now at Florida. Mm-hmm. And who was his quarterback back then? It was Darian Mensah. So you could be in a this will make Tar Heel fans sick to your stomach. I know it did mine. Imagine they decide, you know what? Nah, we're gonna stick to what we know. We're gonna go with a college football guy, and John Summerall, bring him in. And who's to say? In the world we live in, usually quarterback follows coach. Darian Mensah could have been the quarterback of the Carolina Tar Heels last year. How's that to follow up Drake May, or 2 years ago, Drake May? It would have been, I forgot the quarterback before that.
But even if he was, though, do you think he would have succeeded here? Like with what would have been around him? Looking back on last year and just kind of how plain the roster was, it felt like it was a bunch of 2-star kids that got paid 4-star money to come to Carolina and just lived off their checks, basically. There was no cohesion. There wasn't a team type feel to it, I guess.
No.
But what do you do?
It starts at the top.
Yeah,
Belichick doesn't talk to anybody.
Right. So they don't have access to him. I was actually going to see. Let's make it a poll. So,
yes.
Do you believe that Bill Belichick will make it through the season?
Yeah, get in on that
season as UNC head coach. And the way you do this, guys, is interactive. So right now, today, we're on the YouTube channels for Tobacco Road Sports Radio and The Drive. So if you go to YouTube, you can catch them either one, or go to the Tobacco Road Twitter feed. I think Twitter inquiries come through. I know they do on YouTube. We'll be on Facebook a little bit later on today with this episode, but it's not live, so we won't be able to answer it. But for this, basically go into the YouTube chat section and type in 1 for yes or 1 for no, and it will pop up on our little poll here. And when it does that, it'll update as you guys are putting stuff through. So as you start voting on this, you'll see the meter starting to move back and forth. But do you believe that Bill Belichick will end this season as UNC head coach? Yes or no? Basically asking, do you think he will get fired before the season is over with? And again, I think we're both number 2.
I think we're both number 2.
I think we're both number 2. I don't think he'll get fired this year because I don't think they can afford to. You know what I mean?
I think he gets fired after the year. I think
he probably gets fired after the year. Yeah. Now, who you bring in after that? I don't know. It'd be pretty cool to bring in somebody that we know, maybe from the Carolina family, although it doesn't seem like they're really doing that a whole lot nowadays. So I don't know.
It's not the time.
Yeah.
I think those days are over.
Yeah.
Like, get the best coach.
Just get the best coach.
Let's move on to better vibes. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Let's get to what we should be talking about. The Carolina Panthers in Canton tonight against the Arizona Cardinals on NBC for the Hall of Fame game. And listen, we said it at the top. Does it mean anything? Like, the starters aren't going to play. You're going to see Kenny Pickett tonight. You're probably going to see Haynes King tonight, which that'll be fun. If anything, here's my question to you. Like, if there even is anything to be taken from tonight, what are you personally going to be looking for?
And now I'd already decided, and I kind of promised my wife I'm not going to watch this entire game because I've already prepped her for it for a couple of weeks. Because remember, she wanted to take me up there, and my defense was, I don't want to go. The starters aren't even going to play. This is half the team that's going to play tonight. It's not going to be on the roster next month. don't spend $100-something a seat for something like that. We don't need to do it.
No.
So she knows that in the back of her mind now. So when I sit here and try to watch the game tonight, she's like, are you really going to watch a 3.5-hour NFL preseason game with all the guys you just said you didn't want to see live? And I told her friend, no, I'm probably going to watch about the first half. And what I'll be looking for is depth. Like, who are the guys that are going to be second and third string guys behind my starters? Because I know who the starters are going to be for the most part. The main problem with the Panthers, I have the voice of my guy, Skylar Callahan, who was the beat writer for Sports Illustrated. He was doing Believe in Panthers with me and Stu for a couple of years as a co-host. And it was right around when Matt Rule left and Frank Reich came in. And then the first part of Dave Canales, where he was just like, the main problem with this roster is that it's not deep enough. Like, you're 22, but if you get an injury or something like that, it falls off dramatically to the second string. Last year was the first year where the Panthers actually had some depth a little bit at some spots.
Yeah.
This year, I feel like they have depth on both sides of the ball, offense and defense, like 2-3 deep, like for the first time maybe since Cam Newton was quarterback. So I want to see some of these guys they picked up in free agency. I really want to see some of these rookies. I think the rookies are going to play a lot tonight.
Yeah. Especially
the guys after the second round. We might see Lee Hunter, who got drafted in the second. No Derek Brown. He won't be there. But I think they have Lee Hunter not listed as a starter so they can play today. And just kind of see what we have. Will Lee, the cornerback, I want to see him out of Penn State, I believe it was. But they've raved about him in the preseason. Some of these receivers, there's a log jam at receiver. We'll see if Kenny Pickett can actually deliver the ball and see what we got there. And then I know we're not going to see Chuba. I thought I saw Jonathan Brooks is ruled out too. So that probably means A.J. Dillon and Trevor Achane will be the ones that get the majority of the snaps tonight. So I see a little bit. I just want to see what they're doing. And tonight will be the night. So Hall of Fame game, Panthers, Cardinals. I don't even know who the quarterback is for the Cardinals tonight.
Carson Beck.
Really?
We're going to see Carson Beck.
I thought dude was gone.
No.
Man. Who's the starting quarterback for the Cardinals now that Kyler Murray's gone?
It'll be Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, okay.
He's still up there, which is actually kind of funny because he had like a holdout that was happening up there, if you can believe it. And they finally came to some type of agreement, but it was the stupidest holdout I've ever seen in my life.
Jacoby Brissett holdout.
Jacoby Brissett holdout in 2026, you guys, in Arizona. That franchise is so stupid. And I'm not sorry for they're so badly run. Yeah. I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody that's like Arizona Cardinals royalty. Chris Carter. I heard him on a podcast a while back talking about the fact that now that his boy, Larry Fitzgerald, who's going into the Hall this week, is not there anymore, he can actually say this. And now that he apparently also knows Kyler Murray pretty well, he's like, now that those guys aren't there anymore, I can say this. It is the worst run franchise in the NFL. Or one of the worst run franchises in sports. Because he was talking about it in the perspective of like Kyler Murray needs to go somewhere where like he can get developed, and Arizona ain't that. So I'm actually curious to see, off topic here, but I'm curious to see how he does in Minnesota. For me personally, you mentioned some of the things you were going to be looking at. I think I also want to look at the depth, specifically at the pass rush and the offensive line, because we've already seen Nick Scorton go down, so I want to see who might be behind Princely, Uman Mielen. We're working on it.
Uman Mielen. I think Chris corrected us earlier, yeah.
We're working on it. We're getting there.
Uman Mielen. Yeah,
we've got time.
We got time.
But yeah, I want to see the pass rush depth, because God forbid anybody else get hurt. What are they going to be working with? And also, the offensive line it's good enough right now because they drafted Monroe Freeling and they signed Rasheed Walker from Green Bay in free agency with Icky out, with Taylor Moton out. But it's still thin. And if either of those or anybody, Robert Hunt, whoever goes down at some point, I want to see what else are they going to be working with. So I'm going to be looking at depth at those positions specifically. I just want to watch some clean football. That's what I want to watch.
Yeah, some clean football. And just
Kenny Pickett, have some good drives, show that you can be a solid QB too.
Like, I'm not asking for like the excitement of the previously on Carolina Panthers when we saw them Panthers Rams, the late night primetime wild card game.
Yeah.
Bank of America Stadium. I'm not asking for that. I know that's not going to happen, but I do love the fact that I don't have to wait for. I've been talking about it since February. Like I finally will have something to analyze and actually watch and see what they're doing. This is a big year for Carolina. I feel like they're mirroring what the 2003 and the 2015 teams were. And I'm not saying they're getting to the Super Bowl, but I'm just saying in the beginning, the buzz for them is not as high as it is locally here. Nationally, it's not very high for Carolina at all. In fact, we saw a lot of places picking them to win less games than last year. And I'm just like, I don't even know how it's even possible. But I feel like any year the Panthers have made the NFC Championship game, they weren't picked to get there. Like even in was it 08, 09? I think it was 08. I can't remember. It was one of the years we got there and played Seattle, and Seattle beat us because we ran our running backs. Like we were all the way down to like, God, I can't remember. I think Jonathan Stewart was hurt. D'Angelo Williams, like everybody was hurt. Even the fullback was hurt. And you had one guy that was the running back, and he was kind of like a wide receiver. 06
against Seattle.
We were a couple of years away from that Super Bowl run in 2003. We weren't picked to go in 06. The only year we've been picked to go far was 2004, and that was after the 2013 or the 2003 Cardiac Cats run with Jake Delhomme and Steve Smith and those guys, and in 2016 after 2015 where we went 15-1, people were crying us the next destiny or dynasty or whatever, and then Cam gets mollywopped on a Monday night opening or Thursday night opening night game, and we just never got right after that. So I mean, we're never picked at the very beginning to do anything. That's left for Dallas and Buffalo, Kansas City, like the ones either that have done something or just constantly getting talked about, like Dallas. For us, we have to go out and prove it. Like I remember in 2015 when we got to 14-0, the pundits were still calling us the worst 14-0 team of all time. And I'm just like,
oh my God, you're right.
Like what the hell?
You're right.
Like, we have the number one offense and defense in the league. Like we have the MVP at quarterback. Nobody can stop right now. Rivera was a coach of the year. Luke Kuechly was a defensive player of the year. But we were the worst 14-0 team of all time. And it's just like, they're not going to give us our respect until we win a Super Bowl or something. So,
it's kind of weird. Like, it's almost similar to the Carolina Hurricanes in a weird way because, like,
kind of, yeah.
The hockey world at large does not respect Carolina. And even with the run that they made this year, it's like you could still hear national pundits. They just never had anything good. It's like, what are you guys watching? And so, I guess, I don't know if it's just a small market thing or what, but you are right about that. I had totally forgotten that at that point in the year, they were still talking about, like, the Panthers were one of the most exciting teams, honestly.
That was the year of the dab. Like everybody was doing the dab, like nationally. Like, I mean, Cam was giving footballs out in the end zone. Like it was a party. Like they were posing for like fake pictures on the sideline. Like everybody was trying to be like Carolina. And it really wasn't until after they beat Arizona in the playoffs in the
just dropped
the conference championship game. Because even that Seattle game before it, remember, Carolina jumped out to a huge lead, and then Seattle started kind of chipping away at it towards the end. They just kind of ran out of time. But that was the Seattle game was the game with my boy Stu, like the opening handoff. Like he took it right up the middle, like 80 yards or whatever, like and went out, and the whole stadium shaking. That kind of thing, I think they can get there this year. I think they showed last year we can get to that level again in Bank of America Stadium with what we have on the roster. If Bryce takes that step, if some of these if Tet takes another step, all the ingredients are there. I just think the national media just wants to see it first before they crown us because they've been burned a couple of times. So more like that too.
So I mean, the most meaningful part of this week is it's about Luke Kuechly. He's finally going. Oh, finally, it's his first ballot, right?
No, but second year he did. Was he
second year?
Yeah, he should have gotten last year, but he's He's not. I don't believe he's not first ballot. I know he's the second youngest to get in behind Gale Sayers. I didn't realize that he's going to be 35 going into the Football Hall of Fame. Gale Sayers was 34, which is insane.
So he was not a first. You're right about that. I don't know why I thought he was. I guess because it's so unbelievable that he wouldn't go in his first year. So you just kind of would naturally think that. But this week is about him, and it's going to be really exciting to see everything unfold. I know the thing that I think most about Luke Kuechly, what I think back to his playing days, was just how he used to call out offenses. He used to call out plays. Like, you hear these Hall of Fame quarterbacks and receivers talking about when they talk about facing Luke back in the day. It was like such a pain in the ass because this guy, not only was he just so vicious as a football player, as a defensive player, he was a scholar of the game. Like I heard he would watch tape all night long. Somebody was telling me the other day he used to like get Chinese food or some type of Thai food or something and just watch film. Was it Thai food? Do you know what I'm talking about?
He would get Thai. No, it was, who did we have on?
It was Chris Lee.
Chris Lee. He was telling a story that somebody else had told him about Luke. Go back and watch Monday's episode with Panthers Playbook co-host Chris Lee, WRL sports anchor, friend of the program. He was telling the story about how Luke, after practice or after a game, he'd go. There was some Thai food restaurant or something down the way from Bank of America Stadium. He'd get Thai food, come back, and watch stuff. If you ever watched Luke do film, he's doing it on an Xbox. Like he literally has like an Xbox.
It's
controller.
Crazy.
He's like going
like
back and forth with it. I've asked Stu for a number of stories, and when we did our episode this week, I was going to ask you for some more Luke stories, but honestly, I'm not even going to bother because they're all the same. They're literally like, this guy is a god on the football field. He's a great person as a human. You wouldn't think that he's Luke Kuechly just from the normal daily things he does, like just kind of helping out, vacuuming floors, moving boxes. Like he's like one of those kind of guys. But Luke deserves this. Like Luke really deserves this, and he really should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's probably the best linebacker I've seen with my eyes in my life, other than maybe Mike Singletary. Like that, I can't think of Ray Lewis. Even Ray Lewis wasn't cerebral like Luke is. Ray Lewis was scary. Like Luke Kuechly is like a teacher, like tackling you, like
intricate, very intricate.
He's going to be there before you are type stuff. Ray Lewis just made up athleticism and fear. So it was like a different kind of thing. But if you want a middle linebacker, who else would you pick besides Luke Kuechly if you're starting your team? Is there somebody else you'd pick besides Luke Kuechly?
No.
Or Ray Lewis?
It would be one of those guys. Like that. Yeah. That would be it.
Those two, Mike Singletary from the Bears, 85 Bears. I'm trying to think of it. Honestly, it might be another Panther. Dan Morgan, John Beeson.
Would you think Thomas Davis potentially? Or?
I never really thought TD was playing middle linebacker. I always felt like he was playing off him. Now every once they play dime and they have both of them, or nickel, they'd have both of them in the nickel. But I always felt like Luke was the Mike, no matter what. So I guess that's the better question. Who would you rather have as your Mike?
Dick Butkus, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I'd put him in that group. Yeah, for sure. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Linebacker wise, middle linebacker.
Jack Lambert from the Steel Curtain.
Did he play middle linebacker? I think he did. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. That's before me, so I didn't see him. But yeah, definitely he'd be in there. I think Pepper Johnson was the middle linebacker for the Giants back in the day in the 80s when they had LT and stuff.
You had it right though with Singletary though.
Like, Singletary,
that's right.
I want winners. I need winners. Can't stand losers. I
think it's wild that he used to do it on an Xbox.
Yeah, or either that or it was an Xbox controller. I know it was an Xbox controller. It might have been hooked up to something else, but he was using an Xbox controller, just kind of going through, doing plays. I don't know if it's still up, but Amazon had that special on the Panthers for 2017, I think it was, where they were behind the scenes with him. It was the one where we heard Ron Rivera like cursing out the team at halftime.
Oh yeah,
F-bombs on them. Like if they're doing this, then effing fight back. They're beating your ass. Like he was just going in. I was like, I've never heard Ron Rivera talk like this before. And I was like, well, wait a minute, he did play football and he did play for the Bears. So why doesn't he speak like this? Like this, and it was the season Cam got hurt. That was the same game actually. The Steelers hurt him, drove his shoulder into the ground. We hadn't been the same since then. But if that's there's Luke playing, or not playing, but working with an Xbox controller, going through film. And that's when I first saw him do it. And I was just like, my man doing this on an Xbox?
Like, it's funny you mention that because I'm pretty sure I saw. So I think the Eagles might use a PlayStation. I think they might. Yeah, because there's this guy I know, and he's doing like a tour right now, going to like different training camps. And he was at the Eagles training camp, and he took a picture in because a lot of times the press conferences are held in the film rooms, like the Panthers, they do that. And on the table in front were 2 PlayStation controllers. So either they're gaming in there on the big screen in their free time, or they're using it for film. I was taken aback by that. I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't know. They might be in there playing some Madden or something, playing with themselves. Paul.
Put it on the big projector.
Yeah.
But yeah, Luke Kuechly this week going to the Hall of Fame along with Larry Fitzgerald. It's going to be very exciting. It really is. We're actually, by the way, before we move on, did you see Xavier Legette got banged up the other day?
I did. It happened Tuesday when we were taping Believe in Panthers. So like we were in the middle of doing Believe in Panthers when he came in. Fell on his head and his shoulder. He's been cleared for concussion protocol, so he doesn't have a concussion.
Yeah.
Dave Canales came out.
I think.
Yeah, he said he had a stinger, they think. I asked Stu what a stinger is. He was like, I've never had one, but it's basically like a sharp pain in your shoulder, like a jabbing type feeling type thing. He got up on his own, walked to the car on his own. Everything seems to be fine. I don't know. They have him listed as a starter on the depth chart, so I don't think we'll see him. Well, we won't see him tonight anyway because of that. But I think we're going to probably need to see some Legette in the preseason, right? They got him listed at wide receiver 3 behind Coker and McMillan. But there's like 3 other dudes behind him that might. I'm hearing Jimmy Horn Jr., who we will probably see tonight, has been uncoverable like in training camp, like with these DBs that we have.
Had a one-handed grab the other day.
Yeah. We were hoping Jimmy Horn was going to take that next step because he was the guy. We're like, ooh, that might be the speed guy. He's even more important now because we lost Chris Brazzell, so we won't have him all year. So we don't have a speed dude like that. It was supposed to be Jimmy Horn. So can Jimmy Horn take that next step and be wide receiver number 4, number 5? It's there. Bryson Tremaine seems like he's in front of him. And he got a lot of playing time at the end of the year too. So David Moore still on the squad. Like there's a lot of stuff to work out here. So there's a lot to look at tonight just to see if anybody makes any flashes.
I'm glad that XL's good because we just did not. We don't need as many injuries as we've had, and then as bad of a season as Xavier Legette had last year, where this year is so important. The last thing he needed was to have a serious type of injury. So it is good that he is good. We're going to get to Soundcheck because Cam Newton actually brought his 4th and 1 podcast to Panthers training camp the other day. Brandon Miller went on road tripping, which if you don't know is Richard Jefferson, Channing Frye's podcast. Really, if you're aware of such things, that podcast was kind of the beginning of like athletes having their own podcast. I don't know if you were kind of in the know on that, Dez, but like they started that when they were together, I think in Cleveland back in the mid 2010s. And that's kind of what opened the door for players saying, the heck with it. Let's have our own pod.
Wow. I did not know that. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Fact. So it's one of the oldest ones, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but let's actually start with Brandon Miller because we haven't really had a chance. And I wish I would have thought of this earlier. We did hear from Con Knippel several weeks ago about the LaMelo Ball trade. And, you know, they all say the same thing. And that is, it's a business. It's the NBA. We kind of know how this goes, but we really hate to lose him in the locker room and his leadership. And Brandon Miller kind of echoed something similar to that. And then a little later in the answer, they kind of talk about the media perception of LaMelo. Here Brandon Miller was.
You know, it's tough, man. You know, it's tough going through, trade deadline, seeing, your brothers day one, gone, it hurts, but I think we all know the NBA game. And I know he will be great in Minnesota. I mean, that was the main thing I was excited for him last year was just his leadership growth. And I feel like the media kind of had him looking crazy a lot of times.
In what way? Don't ever listen. No. All kidding aside.
No, yes.
Don't ever listen to the media.
Never ever.
Don't.
I see it though.
And I know
I see it.
Right.
But what was crazy? He was looked at as not a good leader.
Okay. I won't say that.
And you could say something different about that.
Of course.
I think you muted yourself. Yeah, you muted yourself.
I did. We sometimes I cough and I mute myself.
You're used to the cough button. There's no cough button.
I'm used to a cough button, so I got to click it now. So, but we do hear that a lot now about LaMelo and his leadership, and I don't know if I buy it because so many of the players say the opposite of that, and I don't think it's defending him. I think it's the truth.
I think you don't know unless you're in the building with him because all we have is exposure from the media. Like we remember 15-year-old LaMelo Ball, like from the reality show, whatever, and his dad. And
Yeah.
Him literally jacking threes at half court in high school. Like, we remember that. And then in college, well, he didn't go to college, but in the pros, we remember being hurt half the time. And it felt like he wasn't really trying to get out there for half the time he was there. But look what he was trying to get out, too. There wasn't nobody really on the team. This is the first year where he actually had horses to run with him. He plays 72 games or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Because after I've said all this, LaMelo's what, 25? 26?
He's 24.
24.
Let's check that out.
He's been in the league since he was 18. Like, he's been in the league 6 years.
24.
He's 24 years old, and the media's coming on him about his leadership ability when he's learning to do this on the fly. Like, he didn't go to college. In high school, he never really got checked at Chino Hills or whatever. I've talked to Sam Farber, who's the Hornets radio play-by-play guy that's a friend of the program. We'll have him on. He mentioned to me one of the first jobs he had, he was calling play-by-play for Chino Hills. So he's seen LaMelo ball since he was, in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like calling him. So,
I didn't know that.
And he was like, hey, he's always been like this, kind of carefree, loose. This is what he is. He's matured because he's older, but is he a leader? I don't know. And if I don't know at this point, at 24, he probably is not. He's probably going to be a championship piece, maybe.
Yeah.
But do you think he's going to be the leader of the Minnesota Timberwolves? Absolutely not.
No, it's Ant's team.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm curious to see what he's going to look like there, but I'm really curious to see what the Hornets are without him, because I saw some stats saying that he actually played better when he wasn't on the floor in terms of point differential, and his defense was a little lacking. He's still injury prone. And he was prone to do some head scratching stuff in the middle of the game. You'd be like, what are you trying to do? But then he might pull it off. It was just, I don't know.
It is one of the weirdest players, because it's such a mixed bag where it's like there's so much good and there can also be so much bad, and it really depends on the night. Because there's nights where if LaMelo wasn't out there initiating, they lose. They lose the games.
The Orlando play-in game, like we couldn't get anything going on offense. Orlando bullied us basically and got us out of our rhythm, and we just never got right. But to your point, if LaMelo was on, see, that's the thing. The Hornets weren't a winning team. They were a fun team. Like, do you want a winning team or do you want a team that's fun to watch? And that's kind of where people are, where it's me and B-Dot have had arguments about this, where Dot's like, they rip the culture away and they never let us have somebody that we can wrap the culture around. I'm like, I want to win. I want to win. I want to finally win something instead of just being the cool place. I want to be the place where there's championships. And I think Jeff Peterson, the GM, he's kind of said it without saying it, but they had to go a step back to go 2 steps forward. And I think if the Hornets start off really strong, people aren't going to be talking about LaMelo. Or as soon as LaMelo gets hurt, which I hate to say, but odds are it's probably going to happen, then people aren't going to be talking
see,
as much.
Told you.
See, Hornets made. That's why we said the Hornets won the offseason, because of stuff like this happening. But say Minnesota makes it to the NBA Finals, then that's a
it's going to be complete opposite.
Yeah,
it's like, why did we get rid of him? That could have been us.
We're always getting rid of our best players.
A little bit more from Brandon Miller. He was talking about, how far he thinks Charlotte can go.
I've always said if we're a healthy team, we're a dangerous team. We can go a long way, and we've showed that we can compete with any team on any given night. Of course, it's always been the health problems. I've never really used that for an excuse, but I think just like I said before, the level of focus, and I think the bond of the players goes a long way. And 82 game season, and then of course the extra 20, it could be tough. And that's why I preach: the stronger the bond is, the easier it is on the floor. I really believe in that.
So and he said it. It's always the injury thing, and when they're healthy, we saw it last year when they were all out there together. Of course, that included LaMelo, so we'll see what that looks like without him.
I'm excited with Kobe White and
me too.
And Anderson at point guard. Yeah, I really feel like they're gonna be they're still gonna be fun to watch. They're still gonna jack a lot of threes because that philosophy is not gonna change. But now they got some meat inside. Like, have you seen some highlights of Naz Reid? Like, since he got traded to us, we didn't have anything like him like, at all. Like, he's a problem. So like having him, and then Haynes Steinbach, the kid they drafted in the first round, the Germany. Dude, he had a pretty good summer league. Like, I think he was an offensive rebounding monster, which is what we needed. Pair him with Musa to kick back out for these 3. That's how we were killing teams. So I mean, I think they might have fixed the problem. And then they got a bunch of first-round picks out of it too. So it's like, other than Oklahoma City, there is no team better equipped for the next 7 years than Charlotte. And that's got to make you feel good. Now you just got to go out here healthy and do it. Because I think Khan hit a wall at the end of the year. We were talking about it.
I think he was tired.
You got them all the games he played. He played 40 games basically for Duke that year, or 39 games because he got to the Final Four. Then he went straight to Summer League. The Hornets won the Summer League championship that year. So he played all of that. Then it preseason, then the 82 game season, then the play-in. So he literally played almost 150 games in a calendar year. And it showed
as a rookie.
As a rookie. So his legs look tired. That's why his stuff is coming up short at the very, very end. Him being off this summer, I expect a rejuvenated Khan. Brandon will be back from injury because he had the shoulder thing all year. Hornets should be good, man. I like building around Concanoople and Brandon Miller is like building around the Splash Brothers, in my opinion.
Do we have this image of Brandon Miller? So Brandon Miller looks like he's going to be rocking the headband potentially this year. Headband Brandon Miller.
Let me see.
Yeah, because he was in the locker room the other day. Yep, there he is. He posted this to his Instagram story, and you see the emojis like he's thinking, like, should we go with this? I think he should. Sometimes the headband it juices you up. It's like a power almost, potentially.
I never understood people that wore headbands that don't need to wear headbands. Like, it's a fashion thing, and the 90s especially. And the 90s and the 2000s, like headbands, because of like Nelly, like you would wear a headband like to go to the club.
And then LeBron. LeBron
start wearing them. Yeah, I get it, but I don't know. I mean, if that's what makes them comfortable, go for it. Like, whatever makes you comfortable, man, you do you, and get that thing together.
So, Brandon Miller, looking forward to the new year, as are we all. Let's stay in Charlotte. Let's stay in Charlotte because Cam Newton was there the other day. Like, I saw, like, people were posting, Sheena Quick, Vashti, I heard all those people out at camp, like, showing Peggy, who's like Cam's right-hand dude on the pod. He was out there, and everyone's like, oh, if Peggy's out there, Cam's not far behind. And sure enough, they did their 4th and 1 pod. They set up like in the press box or somewhere in the stadium. And they had Bryce Young on. They have Dave Canales on. Bryce is not much of a soundbite, full disclosure. He's not. I love the guy to death. You are not going to find a more PR-trained athlete. I mean, he went to Alabama, so he was one of the best high school
he was
quarterbacks.
He was at Mater Dei in high school. Was one of the top 3 high schools in the country. So they probably have a media department. Yeah,
he's built for this in terms of the PR piece. So
which is
usually
good.
It is, but he usually just doesn't say much. So a lot of times, like, I mean, for us in the media, it's just like, God, give us something. But it's just, it is what it is. But he did have an interesting answer, and I guess it kind of goes along with this because he is in a year where he's playing for a contract extension. They picked up his 5th-year option, and he does have a lot to prove. This is not the clip specifically, but at the start, Cam was asking Bryce straight up what he has to prove, and Bryce was like, I don't think I have anything to prove. Like, I just need to go play my game. And you might think it's cliche, but that is the right mindset to have, I believe. But this was Bryce when Cam Newton was asking him, about potential misconceptions about himself.
If I'm being honest with you, I really couldn't tell you. Full transparency, I don't be on social media. I talk to people in the building. I talk to my teammates. My teammates come up and feel like there's something that I need to, if we're working together as a leader. It's like, hey, I want to, I think we need, cool. I respect your opinion. But coach come up to me and tell me something, like, I respect that opinion. If you're not in this building or, one of the few people that I respect as far as like we work out together, we train, stuff like that, people can believe what they want to believe. I don't really hear it. If I do happen to hear it, I don't have an opinion on it. Like, it's just, for me, how's that getting me better?
What?
Okay, I'm gonna put the what in there because I think he's lying.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I do. There's no way possible the stuff's not getting back to him. There's no way. Like, there's too much of it. Like, he hears this stuff. He's just handling it much better than
he handles it well.
Like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant does not handle like online criticism well at all, to the point of burner accounts and whatever. Bryce isn't built like the way. Bryce seems like he's so confident in himself that he can hear that stuff, but he don't let it affect him. That's what I think. He just said the politically correct answer that I'm not gonna let that bother me. If it comes from a coach, cool. If it comes from blah, 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 blah. He said the right thing, but I do disagree with him on the the whole thing like I don't have anything to prove. The hell you don't. The hell you don't have something to prove. You got plenty to prove, young man. Like you're about to go out here and try to get a $250 million, like a $250 million contract extension. Like, and you don't think you got anything to prove? I want Bryce to go on the calendar and point out to me the 3-game stretch where he played great in a row. Do that. Do that. And then I'm like, yo, he finally did the last thing I asked him to do. Everything I've asked him to do, he's checked off. Except for being consistent.
Yeah.
Just be consistent.
That's what this year's about.
Be consistent. You be consistent, we win 10 games. That's it. So
So you don't buy that.
Nah.
You might be you might be right about that, but regardless, he does handle it well, and that's gotta be good for Panther fans to hear that he's not out here pulling a Baker Mayfield where he gets all in his feelings about it and wants to go on a revenge tour and all. Which I mean, some people play better that way. Like Baker, he might light it up this year. We'll talk about the division a little bit more here in a minute, but
he may also force 4 interceptions because he's so angry. Like that's the difference between playing mad. That's the difference between playing Jordan mad and playing like Baker Mayfield mad or Brett Favre mad, where maybe you're so mad you're overdoing it. With Jordan, it was like Super Saiyan Goku, like if he could just like
flip a switch.
Yeah, like he used it, like because he could harness it. He could harness the power. Some of them can't harness the power, so it's one of those things. But yeah, Bryce, just go out there and play, man. Be Bama Bryce.
Well, yes, that's what the Panthers need, and Cam Newton kind of knows that's what the Panthers need because he kind of said his own version of what we're talking about right now, not being anything other than what you are. Here was Cam Newton telling Bryce as much.
I always tell you, we don't need Bryce Young to want to be Cam. We need Bryce Young to be the best Bryce Young he possibly can be. When I came here, the quarterback to be was crazy to think about was Jake Delhomme. Jake Delhomme took the Panthers to the Super Bowl. Yeah. And even for me, it's like, we didn't win a Super Bowl. So we're celebrating, and I'll say it, a loser. Like, and it was when I went to Auburn too. It was like, yo, Bo Jackson is great. He didn't win a national championship.
That's real. And I feel like I've heard that sentiment kind of before, like from Stu and other Panther players where they were on that team, where they recognize that the region understands that's the greatest Panther team of all time to date, but they also realize they didn't finish the job. So it's left a mark with all of them, where it's just like we could have gone down as a top 3 NFL team of all time if we had just beat the Denver Broncos. Because at that point, if they had beaten Denver, they would have finished 17-1, right? Or no, 18-1. There's only been, I think, 2 teams ever to finish like that. The 89 49ers, and I think that's it. And then, of course, the undefeated Dolphins in 72. But that's it. Everybody else, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think there was another team that finished with 1 loss. The Bears, the 85 Bears. The 85 Bears finished like that. So they would have been in the same category as the 85 Bears, the 89 49ers, the 72 Dolphins, and they would have had the top-ranked offense in the NFL, the top-ranked defense in the NFL, the reigning MVP of the NFL. I think Luke was the defensive player of the year that year, and Rivera was already a coach of the year. So, like, you wouldn't have been looking in the history books. It would have been like, oh, Carolina, that's impossible. How does that? But if you looked at all the stuff, the only thing they didn't have was the Super Bowl ring. They'd done that. They're a top 3 team of all time. And it's just like, damn, you're like right there. And then that team got broken up. So I understand why it feels that way.
You know what? I'm glad you brought this up because it's an interesting conversation that I don't think enough people have. And we heard a lot of people talk about this team this past year because it was the 10-year anniversary. And then, you heard it some more when Cam Newton did finally come out for the Rams game, that wild card game. But there was a period of time where I would have, because I would go to the games and I would have conversations with media people like, are they going to do something to honor that team and celebrate that team for the 10-year anniversary? Because, I mean, the fans would eat that up. They would love that because it was a memorable, I mean, in their team's franchise history, that's probably the best team ever. And
by far. Yeah.
And that's a moment where like it's just a significant moment that they want to celebrate. But fans don't always think about, and some media don't think about it from the player's perspective, from the competitive perspective that you just laid out, where like Stu and Cam and Luke and Greg Olsen, those guys in that locker room, they see how good they were from a different angle, where it's like a scar, where it's that's
exactly how they view it. They don't look at it as like
should have happened.
They don't look at it as being an accomplishment that they came in second, at all. And I understand that as a pro athlete, I can completely understand them being wired that way. Mm-hmm. As fans, we're like, this is as far as we've ever been. Like, this is great. Like, we were on top of the world. So we still celebrate as if we did win something, but we didn't. So, I mean, you don't celebrate NFC championships. Like, you just don't. So I get where Cam's coming. That's actually real. Like that comment, that came from a place where he was speaking for himself, but he was really speaking about the core of that team. That team felt that way coming out of there. So opportunity lost. You got to get it while you can, because you're not guaranteed ever getting back. So
one other thing before we preview the division. So Dwayne White, I heard this on a podcast the other day. It was kind of throwing some shade at the Charlotte Bobcats at the time. Like, and I mean, and I get it because they stunk.
I was going to say, like, was it shade or facts?
But listen to this, where when he was the Heat back in the day, they were about to play the Bobcats, and this is how little they respected the Bobcats.
Who said Bojangles?
Bojangles is good.
Yo,
yeah. Wow. Bojangles.
We had a game in Charlotte when they was the Bobcats. We had some Bojangles before the game because they wasn't that good. And I tell you, we couldn't move.
Before the game? Why would you?
They was not that good. We were like, we got this. We ate that Bojangles. When I tell you, it took us 4.5 quarters to wake up. He's out there sleeping. Coach was hot. What's wrong? That Bojangles.
Not the voice.
Let's stand.
Not Gundy.
Yeah, that Bojangles coach.
They just eating chicken. They didn't care about the Bobcats. They went and ate some chicken and played ball.
I don't even know what he's probably talking about. The year they only won like 7 games or whatever. It was like the worst year in like NBA history, and they still didn't get the number 1 pick. It was Anthony Davis, remember? And they ended up getting
MKG or Michael
Kidd. Yeah, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Oh yeah, not even in the league anymore. God. Can we stop for a moment and mourn? Can we mourn Bojangles like what it used to be? Have you noticed Bojangles is not Bojangling anymore? Like it's
no, just because I don't eat it regularly, so I wouldn't notice that. But you tell me. I want to like. What do you mean by that?
Okay, so I'm not going to put the particular location on blast, but if people know where I live and they understand the Bojangles where they are, they know the exact location that I'm talking about. There is a Bojangles near me that has just gone off the rails in terms of things that shouldn't happen in a restaurant happening in a restaurant. How am I coming in here at noon and you have no chicken and have sides only? And it's like, it's lunchtime. What are you doing in here? Or
That's
I'll come in here at dinner and there's nothing but chicken. And it's like, well, we only have mac and cheese. Like, we don't have the rest of the sides right now. It's going to be a 25-minute wait. How does it take 25 minutes to cook green beans at I used to work at Bojangles. This was the first job I ever had. I made $4.25 an hour. I was the biscuit boy at this same location making biscuits. They wouldn't let me do anything else because I was 16. So I'm just at the oven, and they wouldn't even give you mitts. They would give you these towels that you had to pull the pans out with. It was super dangerous. Like, I've got stories. Yeah, I've got stories about that Bojangles where it's like, that was 1994. It's still there. I'm like, how does this Bojangles still exist? And I've tried multiple Bojangles over the past 3 or 4 like months. They've all gone downhill. Like, I got one from a different spot. The chicken was raw. I got one from another spot where it was overcooked or had been under the lamp for like 4 hours. Where the chicken was this big in the chicken sandwich. It's like, I don't know. I just want to take a moment to pause and pour out one for our homies at Bojangles that didn't make it because this isn't
wow.
Bojangles ain't
no
Bojangling
idea.
anymore. I'm sorry. Like if they were sponsoring us, I'd be lying about them all day. But my conscience won't let me do it. Bojangles is just on some other something right now. And if anybody from Bojangles is listening, change my mind. Change my mind, please. Like this is not even the fries aren't.
They're not
frying. No, they used to be crispy and delicious and have the Cajun seasoning on them. And now you're lucky if they even have them up. Like,
wow.
Do you want to wait 15 minutes for some fries?
And you want us to believe that Bryce Young, who's a rep of Bojangles, is actually eating it when he does
that's
these.
That's where
like,
I was heading. Now it might be different down in Charlotte. They might have their stuff still together, but up here,
maybe
up here, it is not. It's not working out. To the point where I used to go there for breakfast. Like that was the go-to spot. And
yeah,
not anymore. Like it doesn't.
Crispy biscuits, great brown
sausage,
golden
egg and cheese,
biscuits,
bowberry biscuits. Come on, man. The sweet tea. It's not doing the same. And if somebody can convince me otherwise, please, I'm all ears. But Bojangles, where's the best fried chicken spot now? Is it Popeyes?
I mean, Zaxby's is pretty good.
I
haven't had,
but you can only get tenders. Like you can only get tenders there, right? Like. Who's the best? What's the best place to get a box of chicken? Because it ain't Bojangles. Like,
well, I thought it was Bojangles. I don't know. I don't know.
Given them opportunity after opportunity to redeem themselves, and this Bojangles just gets worse every single time I try. I'm just like, what is this? Why did I spend $9 on this when it's like, it's not? And again, I'm not going to say which one. I'm not going to say the location.
Sure.
But if you know if you know the city I live in, you know there's only like 2 that I could be talking about. And I'm probably talking about them both. So just putting it out. Just putting it out.
You know, I don't eat Bojangles like that.
Good for you. Your body thanks you.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But I do remember years ago. See, I used to, I was a baseball player, so I was on the travel circuit. And like when you're done with a game or you've got another game later on, you go get some fast food. And like I remember I think we were about to come home after a tournament, and we went to a Bojangles. I don't know where we were. And I had a similar experience where, like, we are starving, and there's, like half the menu isn't made and isn't ready.
We did not plan to dump on Bojangles during this show, by the way. This was not part of the plan. We're just speaking from our heart.
Are we going to clip this? Are we going to clip this?
We probably should clip this, yes.
Yeah,
we should
great.
See if Bojangles comments back to us on Twitter. Like, we're sorry for your inconvenience here.
Yeah.
Have a free, horrible chicken sandwich on us. So
let's see if we can get something from this.
So there's a bucket of Bo sauce or something. Like,
it's unbelievable.
Put it on everything.
But, Jesus. How do you think the NFC South is going to look this year? Like, I personally think that everybody, like the media, when you hear it, like they think the division's wide open. I feel like just based on the way the last season ended and then the off season, I feel like this should be the Panthers' division to lose, personally, when you look at the competition.
I mean, we backed into an 8-win season last year. Like, do I think the moves Dan Morgan made in the draft and free agency justify winning 2 to 3 more wins than last year with a healthy offensive line and everything else? Sure. Like they should be able to, even though they're playing a first place schedule. And I get that. That's fine. They're still playing the NFC South. Like, I mean, you're going to get your 6 games in there. Who are we playing? We're playing the NFC North.
You talking about the opener?
No, just like who the 2 divisions we're playing. Is it NFC North and AFC North? Is that right? Or
I think that's right.
So
I know it's the NFC North.
Okay, so the NFC North was the only division in football where all 4 teams finished above 500 last year, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's only happened like twice. But that might have been based off of who they played division-wise, and that's not going to be the same this year. I don't like carrying stuff over from the year before because it doesn't really match up. So you got that. And then if I think we're playing the AFC North, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we got the Vikings, the Bengals.
Yeah, okay, so we're playing AFC North, and that division's in flux. So the coach of the Bengals is the only coach returning from previous year. You got a new coach at the Steelers, a new coach with the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's peers rated him 65 or whatever in the top 100, which is insane. That division's weird. But ours, I think it's us, and then it's between Tampa and Atlanta. And Atlanta needs to figure out what they're doing at quarterback. We actually previewed Atlanta earlier this week, and we realized they didn't really add anything free agency wise or whatever. They kind of stood put, and they actually just re-upped their skill position guys. Like they gave Kyle Pitts an extension, they gave Bijan Robinson an extension, they gave Drake London an extension, they gave an extension to their offensive guard. They spent almost like $200 million on like 4 or 5 extensions of guys they already had. So that makes me feel like, okay, they're complacent to stay where they are. We've tried that before here. It did not work. Like you got to keep adding stuff. And that was during like the Cam Newton, Jonathan Stewart, Christian McCaffrey years where they were just like, let's just sign our guys. And they didn't try to get better. Carolina's the only team in the division I feel like actually tried to improve their roster.
And did.
Yeah. Tampa, I felt like we caught up to Tampa last year. And now Baker apparently is turning down $50 million a year contract extensions, and that's going to linger on all year because I think they stopped negotiating. And he said he didn't want to talk about it. So he
didn't want to negotiate once training camp got started. He was done.
So now that's going to be
pissed off.
Now it's going to be a problem. Like, why should he play so hard for this team that won't pay him the money? You know what I mean? Like that's, and the other players are seeing this too. So Tampa is Tampa. New Orleans is weird.
Yeah, they are.
Because I don't know what to do with them. I think they're the oldest team in the division. Tyler Shuff, I didn't expect him to take over this quarterback role. Alvin Kamara's older. Like, the whole team is older. Cam Jordan, I think, is still on this team. He's older.
Oh, yeah.
They should be at the bottom of the barrel here, but they were the hottest team in the division at the end of the year. So,
yeah, they got Chris Olave still.
Chris Olave.
They did pick up Trevor Etienne, or however the hell you say
from
it.
Jacksonville, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that'll help with Kamara because I think Kamara's on the other side of 30. So now, who's probably the best running back the Saints have ever had. I know he's caused us so much problems, but not the past couple of years. I'm not worried about the Saints. I'm really not worried about the Falcons either, because the Falcons seem to like Bryce Young seems to be their kryptonite. Like whenever he sees them, he turns into Super Bryce or whatever. Last time they saw Bryce, my man was dropping 500 plus yards on him in a game that they won. There was a track meet, and they swept the Falcons last year, didn't they? They won the first game too.
Oh yeah.
So
they got him.
So I mean, I'm not really worried about the Falcons so much, especially if you're choosing between Tua and Michael Penix Jr. to be your quarterback. Like, neither one of them has an excellent history with injury. So it's like, will we even see either one of those quarterbacks when we play them? It don't matter if you paid all your skill position players if your quarterback sucks and can't get the ball out. Like, that's them. So that leaves Tampa. A Mike Evans less Tampa for the first time that we've seen in over a decade. And I think Baker has Mike Evans to thank for being able to even ask for $50+ million a year. He's not going to have him. So,
well, not only that, but like if you, like from the Tampa Bay perspective, if they pay him all this money, it's like, are they going to be able to build as good of a team around him years down the road?
I don't think they thought they'd be in this position where they would have to extend Baker Mayfield. I think they thought he was going to be a Band-Aid from Tom Brady to the next guy.
Oh yeah, they thought they didn't think
Baker was going to be the next guy because at that point he had been on like 4 teams or whatever, including us. Like he'd been with everywhere. Being with the Rams probably helped him out a lot to calm down the game for him. And then coming into Tampa, hell, when he got to Tampa, his offensive coordinator was Dave Canales.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's like and Brad Isaac was on that coaching staff. So I mean, Tampa could take a step back this year. They should. Everyone in the division should take a step back, except for Carolina. That's what I don't understand why they're over.
It's
under.
weird. It's so. And by the way, I'm looking at the ESPN odds right now. Carolina has the 3rd best odds
to win the division.
Yeah.
Who do they have above them?
Tampa Bay at +170 is the best odds. Saints +270. Carolina's +310. Falcons +400.
What do you think that is?
Maybe difficulty of schedule. Well, I mean, I don't know.
The schedule's that hard.
I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. Other than it's just the Panthers, and
I do buy that it's the Panthers, and we don't get that credibility. Like I said before, like I can see that, but we just won the division, so it's like
it goes right along with I don't know what it is when it comes to Vegas. I mean, the over under the win total was +6.5. +7.5 when we won 8 and improved the roster. So I don't know. It's stupid. And like in every like quarterback ranking I've seen, Bryce is near the bottom.
Yeah.
Like I saw, like Jacoby Brissett was around the same level ranking that Bryce was, and Carson Beck, and it's just like Fernando Mendoza's rated higher, and he hasn't played a snap yet.
What? Like,
he's not.
See,
it got to a point where I just said, okay, whatever. Just start the season. Start the game up. Let's go. I'm sick of this. I don't want to read about it anymore.
Yeah, he's again. I'm going back to saying I don't have anything to prove. I don't think. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're the number 1 overall pick in the entire NFL. They traded up 8 slots for you. You walk around. I don't have anything to prove. Yes, you do. You have a whole lot. You have more to prove than anybody on this team. Because if you think that Dan Morgan, Dave Canales, and Brant Tillis are going to keep you, if you have another average year, they're going to figure out a way to get out from underneath you. Like literally, like that. This is the thing they're not telling you. Like if you have a piss poor season this year or just average, they're going to start looking for somebody else to challenge you next year, so that whenever your 5th year is done, they can just and walk away. That seems like the way this front office is built, where they won't, if they got to lose you for nothing, that'll be cool because they'll have whoever's to take over for you already here. Like they'll draft a quarterback next year in the 1st or 2nd round to compete with you to try to take your job. So to say, I don't have anything to prove. Yeah, you do. Like you and Xavier Legette, I feel like are the 2 people on this team that got a lot to prove.
Well, you heard Brant Tillis the other day. He was like,
about his extension. He's like, yeah, like why would I give him an extension now? We don't know what his ceiling is. And I was like, you know what? He's right. Like, why would they? Like, they're not forced to do this. He's going to year 4. So make this the make or break year instead of year 5, because he's gonna ball out year 5. He should, like most of them usually do. Make this year the year he has to ball out, and I think that's what they're doing. I think that's why they're being so tight to the vest about what their plans are with him, because they don't know what they're getting either.
Let's get to the 2-minute drill as we wrap things up here. Do we have this video?
I don't know if it's going to play. Let me try it because when I downloaded it wouldn't let me play it on the preview.
Okay.
So let me see if it's going to let me do such a thing.
And if it doesn't play, I'll set up what it is anyways. So there was a video that went viral yesterday of LaMelo Ball's Charlotte penthouse. And what's happening is this, I think this was somebody that is helping him move out and move all his stuff out of said penthouse. And he took a video of it and put a whole montage together. And it went viral yesterday because, as you can imagine, this place just looks like a My Player playpen apartment from 2K in typical LaMelo Ball fashion. I love it, by the way. I'm all about it. But that's what the video is, in case we don't have it.
Let me see if it'll pull it here.
Okay, let's see here.
This beat came from for real. Yeah. First of all, I am not a trick little bitty bitch, but I'll boss you up. I like when she posts a picture and some shit I bought for her. Pack out rock, I show.
So this is the way his place looks right now.
Or it did.
Yeah. Really came from nothing.
Yes.
Living in a hotel with my sister.
It looks like a
first black man to do it where I'm from. I'm like Obama.
Like a college dorm of
on steroids.
It's like if Richie Rich went to college and could play basketball.
Yeah.
It's the rich kid. They didn't even show furniture or anything.
Well, I don't know if there was. It's just aliens and sneakers and neon and more aliens. I mean, this is fantastic. And I don't know if you caught it or not, but there's a case with a $10,000 bands in there, break in case of emergency.
Oh,
there it
is. Yeah.
It's just crazy. The dude's a child, and I love him.
He's a child. He's 24.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can't cheer for him anymore. He's not part of the team.
No.
And it was weird learning how to cheer for him, to be honest, because he came in and I was like, I don't know, from all the stuff I've seen in the past about the Ball brothers and Triple B and Lamar Ball, I don't know if I want to be part of it. But by the time he left here, he was pretty beloved. So, I mean, yeah.
The other thing I made of this video, and I saw somebody mention it, was Did this person that filmed this have permission to do that and show LaMelo's penthouse? Because I could see LaMelo like wanting to show off his penthouse and flex it. I could also see somebody who is strictly moving LaMelo's stuff out, and he's like, "Dude, this is the coolest thing ever. Let me shoot this and put it out." And now,
like, cap cut later and just like put it.
Yeah, it's like an invasion of privacy. So I don't know if we're gonna learn anything more on that.
Oh yeah, I don't know if LaMelo really. Usually, if you have that kind of stuff, you don't really show it off like that, like on a reel.
Yeah.
Like, or at least I'm old school. Like if I got a whole bunch of stuff, I don't want a bunch of people knowing I got a bunch of stuff. Like. You're not
Especially
going
if you're famous. Like somebody like,
I don't want you to know.
You don't
that.
know what people
like,
want to do.
Yeah, you ain't trying to come up in here. So I don't know. I doubt LaMelo probably knew that was going on, but I do wish him the best in Minnesota. It's gonna be cold. Pack warm.
Yeah,
they sent you up north, man.
Well, that's a Thursday show.
That is. I wanted to apologize to Captain Munnerlyn. We were supposed to have Captain Munnerlyn on today. Former Panthers cornerback. He was going to talk a little about Luke Kuechly and playing with him and everything else. I told him the wrong day. I told him Friday, and he was fine with that. He could not do it today. My guy is the head coach for Julius Chambers football, varsity football down there. So they're getting revved up. He's actually on the practice field right now, which is why he couldn't join us. So shout out to my boy Cap. We'll schedule something to get him on sometime soon here. As we're in Panthers preseason, we'll get Captain Munnerlyn on the show.
And on Monday, so we'll be back Monday at 2. We'll watch the football tonight. Nick Carboni of WCNC News in Charlotte, who covers Panthers, he covers Hornets, covers all things Charlotte sports scene. He is going to be our guest on Monday. I think he's going to join us at 2:30. So be sure you're here on The Drive, Tobacco Road Sports Radio for that.
We'll see you guys on Monday.